This week, David gets angry with a guy in a shower. Chloe gets angry with a guy in a telehandler, and I get angry with 2 wombats in a car, ? But let's go ahead and strap down. Let's strap in. And let's do this.
This is just another trucking podcast.
So you now ring up going, I've tried turning it off and I got on again. No, it's not such and such. It's this. What do I do? What are you drinking, David?
Vodka and Red Bull.
Oh, it looked blue.
It's a blue.
Shall we start, folks?
I've got
Yes,
got
I know.
something. Yes, do it.
All right. Yeah, we're good to go.
Yes.
Sure, why not?
Good to go.
Bring it.
Hello, this is Just Another Trucking Podcast. I am your host, Tom, and I'm joined, as always, by my good friends, co-hosts, the worst person in the world, apparently, ?
Hey,
David,
how are you doing?
hello.
How are you doing?
Don't you
yeah,
dare.
true story.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. I know where
The
you're going to
least
go.
funniest
I know where you're
What?
going. No.
Where am I going? Where am I going?
You're going to turn around and say I'm not funny.
Well, you're not very funny, but that wasn't. I was going to say the beautiful Chloe.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
fucking
I
were.
wasn't. No, I was going to say. I was going to make the joke that you thought I was going to make, but
Yeah, well.
for
All right.
a second,
All right,
you
you
didn't
tipper
think
wanker.
Yeah, you are, yeah.
But, say, the person who left that comment, I don't think they had the balls to say tipper wanker, or they were afraid of YouTube pinning them down for saying the word wanker.
Yeah, it would
We
have
all
been
know
released
what it
comment,
is.
would it?
Let's be honest. Is this 15 seconds? Who knows? It's all good. So just a heads up, we were talking pre-show about some of like the things we're going to talk about, and this sounds like we're just going to rant for about an hour.
We'll see.
Yeah. I'm looking at the notes, and it is just ranting. Each one of us has something that we want to rant about. Something's happened to each one of us this week. We're annoyed, and we're going to use this platform to just have a rant. There you go. That's what we're doing.
I mean, it's a good thing, this. You know, you chat and you relieve rantage on each other. It's cheaper than therapy.
Is this just therapy for us?
It is, and everyone gets to listen to it
people
and go,
listen
oh my
to our
God, these
therapy
guys are
sessions?"
unhinged.
Do you guys have to pay for therapy over there? Don't you guys have like socialized medicine where you don't have to pay for shit?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So therapy. So is it cheaper than therapy?
Well, not really, no, but I don't know. It's easier than therapy because you don't have to go anywhere.
With all the hassle that we went through
So
for the
we're
last half an hour
drinking.
trying to get our internet working and
true,
for
actually.
everybody,
That's
do you think that
very
was
true.
easier? Now, only the people who actually got to witness our mayhem were our Patreon supporters. So I would like to thank the people who have supported us, and those names are as
Nailed
follows.
Nailed this, mate. You had them ready and waiting in the rafters.
I would like to thank Timo. Their
Timo.
names?
Timo.
Timo. Wouldn't that be Teemo? Timo. That looks like
He knows how to say his name.
Is it short
Well,
for
I
something?
don't-
Is it actually Timo?
Timo,
It looks okay. Anyway, we have Stealth Call. That's their name, and we have Trucker Marty.
It's pronounced
Thank you so much,
legend.
guys. Anyway, hey, seriously. Now, some guys, a lot of people who are actually listening to our podcast on the audio part, you're not going to receive any more ads because we're done with that. It's we tried it
it wasn't a
out. We
good plan.
apologize. It was just it wasn't making any money, and
And pissing people off.
was it pissing
Yeah.
people off?
Yeah, I think so.
No one likes ads. No one likes ads.
So it's going to be ad free from now on. Eventually
But
on YouTube.
this
it
week
won't
is
be.
sponsored by... I'm joking. It's not.
But I don't. Okay, we
Clash of
can't.
Titans.
We can't stop the ads on YouTube. So there you go with that one. So you guys are still going to get ads. So sorry, but anyway, yeah. So our main income, the main way we can actually make any money on this, so we can actually stop
Keep
using our own
going,
money
yeah.
to do this, would be Patreon support. So we have tiers. Basically, you can just be a supporter. All right, you can. You can listen to it live because right now we have a few people listening to us live who got a link
live
to
studio
our
audience.
all right as well. All right, hold on a second there. Now we have so what is included? You get the blooper reel. All right, you get Tom's blooper reel, and those are funny, and they are uncensored,
There's
so
lots of
beware.
swearing.
Oh my
All right,
god.
lots and lots of swearing. Okay, all
You're
right.
paying for
And
a lot of swearing.
as well, you get to chat with us while we're recording. All right,
Yeah.
you get to listen to us ramble on and do technical and mess around at the start. All right, you know, as well, of course, if you pay the extra big amount of $10 a month, you get, I don't know, what do you get? You get a free game from me. You get like a really big thank you, and the rest of the stuff as well. But anyway, again, if you do want to support us, go to patreon.com/JATP.
Yeah.
See, this is why we need to rehearse stuff.
We should do.
This
Maybe
is
we should
right here.
pre-record this bit.
Not a bad idea.
And we'll just add it in after.
Good idea. If you are listening on YouTube or watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you can, and you're listening on iTunes. And has Spotify updated it so you can actually do stuff like that?
What,
Or
like
not?
comment?
Can you? I thought you could do reviews on iTunes. I'm sure someone was saying.
I
Either way,
don't- yeah.
review us, give us 5 stars, stuff like that. If you can do,
Good comments. Good
producers
comments
in the
only.
comments, like with
Salmonslap.com.
salmonslap.com, fucking capital letters in the.
We
in
have
the
a
chat.
producer in the chat.
Yeah, we do have a producer here keeping us somewhat under control. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is
No,
there
no,
any
she,
missing?
absolutely. Like, especially she writes in capital letters like that.
Oh,
You
we're
know,
going to look at that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Come on then, right. Who's having their first rant then? Who's having it?
Ah,
Come on.
usually Tom has the best one.
Tom's bringing
usually.
it on. Come on.
For some reason, shit happens to Tom way more than anybody else in the UK.
Well, actually, this wasn't one this hasn't happened to me. So
Has it not?
you might have seen there's a picture been going round of a truck, and its axles are it's a tipper truck, typically a tipper, and its axles just in the middle of the motorway. It was doing the rounds.
Yes.
All truckers were getting it. I don't know if we can show you this. Can we show this video or not?
Sure, let's do it right now.
A bit of one on the road. Oh, for goodness sake.
His things come off.
What's come off?
His axle.
Oh.
And that,
Well,
that lorry
this'll hold
wasn't
us up
stopping.
forever.
Yeah.
This'll hold us up forever.
That lorry
So
was
his
coming.
axle actually came off.
Yeah.
You did well to see that, didn't you?
Look.
Now, are we better trying to get through?
Well, I just saw him going left, I mean.
Yeah, so he's going to hit the stanchion.
Yeah.
Thinking, oh, but his axle's all broken and everything.
God, Mr. Brady. Don't want to get a puncture. I really don't want to get a puncture.
Oh, for goodness sake, I
It's
hope he's
twisting
alright.
up and everything. He's moving anyway.
He was sat in the van.
Yeah.
What?
All right, that was it. That was
Go
good,
to
wasn't it?
YouTube.
Awesome,
Yeah,
awesome,
yeah.
awesome.
You'll see that,
Well,
yeah.
But the people, well, actually, no, because what we'll do is for those people who are listening, we'll just play the audio part of it, and then you can hear what's
Oh, these are
basically
these
being
two
said.
wombats talking. Are we gonna
What
stick with
is
the
a
word wombat?
wombat?
I don't know. I honestly I can never think of all the nicknames that you guys have for people.
So
We
you
don't-
just
that's an
invented
Australian thing.
wombat.
We've never called anyone a wombat.
I feel like there's something though. I can't really
Twat
along
bag?
this. Yeah,
Sounds
Twat
a bit the
bangle.
same. Right.
twat bangle. Yes.
So basically, the video itself is these guys following the truck. You get to watch the truck. It plows into the side, and the thing that annoys me with this video here, and I will say that so this is not in particular picking on this one guy. I do need to kind of say that this is like a general mentality thing. The first thing after watching this truck crash is they say, how do we get around this? How do we carry on? It's only as they're passing the truck that you can hear them say, is the driver okay? And it's only a passing thought. It's only a passing thought. And it, honestly, and so I was in the comments, and the guy posted up about the highway code, about saying basically the highway code is says that you shouldn't stop unless you're on the hard shoulder and stuff like that. And
Yeah, that's
I
if
don't
there's
know.
moving vehicles and things, isn't it? If there's
My
been a
issue
major
with
crash.
if that was his concern, he would have said something along the lines of, "Oh, well, can we stop? Is it safe to stop? Or we better not."
Yeah.
Or if he'd said something along the lines of like, "There's nothing we can do to help," well, should we call 999 and we'll continue? It's not. That's not the first concerns. The only thing they think about is continuing. That's the only thing they can think about. And he even put in the thing saying basically the driver was watching porn. That's the reason why he crashed. I don't know the reason why the driver crashed. I have no idea. But you do not know that. You do not know what has caused that driver to crash. He could be having a medical incident. He could be, he could have, could be seriously injured. You don't know what's up with that. And the thing that's kind of like, I'll be honest, I watched it and it upset me quite a lot because, as people know, on these ones, I've had past experiences with very serious RTCs, and if I'm honest with you, it still affects me now thinking back on it, and thinking back on that on one of them in particular, which I don't particularly want to talk about, but all I remember is the driver coming around the corner of the truck and just looking, he needs help, and all of the cars going past him, and no one thought to stop.
So,
I don't know,
as Nessa does state in the chat, she's obviously done a bit of research, so it does state that you are not required by law to stop, basically. So, and you're also not required.
Well, that's not
at
the point that
scene of an
he's trying to
accident.
make.
Yeah.
All right. The point that he's
No,
trying to
I
make
get that.
is
It's
that
morally,
it should.
isn't it?
Why don't people just? Okay. This was a
You don't
private
even have to
conversation between
stop
two people.
permanently.
Chances are they didn't even they forgot they were even recording. All right, two people are allowed to have a conversation. Maybe they should have muted themselves when they were actually posting the video, but whatever, right? So we did get to actually hear what they were saying. But I think what Tom's saying is like, why do people's first thought is selfishness regarding a crash where somebody could actually be injured? All right, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, we are in a weird place in history right now, where selfishness is really high up in our priorities or whatever,
Yeah.
So, and
Everyone
it's
wants to
just
record
what
it,
we're used to. We're afraid of being in a situation that we can't control. All right. So if we see something bad, I've been in a situation. Okay. Right. Where it's just like, oh, should I pull over? Oh, I don't know. I'm like, what if I don't know what to do? You know what I mean? And like, what if I break something? What if I do this? Or what if I do that? Like I was in a situation one time where I was in my own car. Okay. Right. And an old man was making a left-hand turn in front of me. So remember now, switch to the other side of the road. All right. Okay. All right. So he's making a left-hand turn and he must have hit the accelerator really hard instead of the brake because he went flying. All right, he just kept going, and then he ends up crashing into the guy that was next to him because they basically just did a 360-degree donut.
Oh, wow.
And he hit that car. He flipped upside down, and did some more damage. So I pulled over immediately as soon, but I was parked I wasn't parked in the parking space. I was parked in the lane. All right. I checked on them, but so did 50 other people is the thing. All right. It's because we're already stopped. We're already in an intersection. You know what I mean? So I feel like when one person did it, it felt easier for other people to do it, and more and more and more and more and more. Again, it's that we're all sheep here in this one. All right. We don't want to be the lone sheep. All right. Because it's scary that now you have eyes on you. Now it's just do you know what I'm saying? It's just you don't know what to do. But if I don't know, I don't know. I was going to pull over regardless in my head, I think, and I did, and I went over, and eventually there was too many people, and it was like too many chefs in the room because we're trying to figure out how to get this guy out of the car.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it?
And we didn't know if he was injured and all that kind of stuff. But then one guy said he was a cop, and and you asked me as in like. Hey, if you're parked on this side of the road, just go. You're impeding traffic right now, and we don't need you. And I feel like I had the best view out of everybody, to be honest with you, of what happened because it happened right in front of me while I was watching him. But anyway, I think if I was by myself and it was him, I guarantee that I would have helped. All right, but on the freeway,
and there's no one else around. Yeah.
What do you? I don't know. I just can't promise you that I would have pulled over. I don't know. Especially if I was on a deadline. I don't know if there's other people that are like, I don't know. It's weird.
If I had Logan in the truck or in the car, I wouldn't pull over. Purely simply because.
No, but see this. Right, okay. There's differences when you're taking into consideration because you do need to make sure other people in the car. In that case,
because at the end of the day, you're putting yourself and your child in danger. It's not worth it.
Absolutely right. But the fact is, you're still taking that into consideration. The reality is, whereas these people, and this is my biggest fucking pet peeve with it, and I'm genuinely, honestly, it really made me annoyed when I saw it, and with the responses made me annoyed as well. Because if the guy had said on his responses something along the lines of, we have no medical training, we didn't really know what we're supposed to do in that sort of situation, we just thought we'd hinder. You know what? I can respect
which is
that.
Fair enough.
The way,
at the end of the day, if you don't know how to deal with it, you're not going to help, are you? You're just going to complicate things and make things worse.
I will give you another example. So this is something else that's happened latter end of this week. A tipper, was it M27? Producer, can you confirm?
I thought you were going to say the M5. There was another tipper on the M5 incident.
Oh, it was the M5
where it lost
one
the body?
Right.
At Bristol?
Right. M5.
Yeah,
M5. Is that one, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people...
Junction 17 to 18. There you go.
Right. So let me explain how this happened, because a lot of people were very confused with it. And this is the reason why... I know, I'm 90% sure I can tell you what's happened with this. Okay,
I know
so...
It's good.
On the right hand side, down below your seat, that's where your tipper mechanism is.
Yeah.
And so on the newer style, then don't allow you to basically. So it's in the neutral position. You have to pull the handle out and up to bring it up, or pull the handle out and then push it down to bring it down.
Yeah.
But on the older style systems, to bring it down, you could lock it in place. The idea is if you're in a class 1 tipper, you lock it down. It means you can go around, do all the back as it's kind of coming down into position. But they don't like you doing that now. So new ones don't allow it. So you basically have to push it down and hold it. Now, what I think's happened is I think he's had the older style where it locks in place. And so basically, you lock it down.
I'm going to show this video too, aren't I?
And but there's no video yet. But I'll talk about this in a
second.
second.
That's right.
I'll talk about this in a second. So basically, push it down and you forget about it. But if you've forgotten to do that and you're setting
But will it not come down though?
No, not unless you put it into the down position. It won't do it.
Okay.
So what he's been doing, I would suspect, is he's been doing motorway works.
Yeah.
So he's literally setting off from the motorway, and because it's very rapid, very fast paced, you're in, you bring the body up, and then you just go. And you'll tend to drive with the actual body up a little bit just to save on a bit of time.
Get out of the way for the next one. Yeah.
Exactly. You want to try and keep the system going, keep it going. You're very conscious about who's behind you, what's going around you, stuff like that. But if you've forgotten to lock that down, because you're not doing that thing of actually holding it down each time, it kind of becomes very easy to kind of forget to go and do it. And you have to have like them little checks in your heads and stuff like that. So I feel bad for the guy because it's such an easy mistake to make when you're in that sort of situation of just forgotten one thing. But, and so here's my thing with this. When I say there's no video yet, I bet you there will be a video of this. Someone
there will be from the M5 or
someone will have been driving behind him and will have been videoing the whole thing, waiting for him to hit something.
Oh, that's right.
Joined the junction.
Yeah. He saw it up and he was like, "Oh, we got to videotape this."
Yeah.
When what they could have done is put it to the floor,
alert the driver,
got right in front of him.
How many times have you seen this? Where on the fucking videos, they're recording it, they're watching the driver make a mistake, and they're going, "Oh, he's gonna hit."
You know, I was nearly that guy one time. There was an exit. And I say nearly. There was an exit where it was there was a low overpass, but it doesn't mention it till you get there. All right. So once you take the exit, so I was taking the same exit, and then I was like, hold on, I got to get my camera out, and then I was like, wait a second, no. So I put the foot to the floor, and I overtook him, but then he stopped way before that, and I was like, all right, because seriously, I was pissed at myself for immediately going to that. Because,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's always about getting that viral video and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, but it was just more of like, there's more important things out there than me getting that viral video and not causing a huge bloody crash, you know, because he guaranteed he was a few inches shy of hitting that if he kept going. So, but what really sucks about that particular exit is that why don't they mention it on the freeway? They don't mention it till you already exit. And then you got to pull an illegal U-turn or, you know, or whatever.
Yeah, they should signpost that way before.
The fact is, there's is there any point in reading that part out? Because it's apparently M5 junction 17 to 18 will be closed on Sunday night, but by the time that you're hearing this,
you've already whinged about it at night.
Either you listen to this on Monday morning and you're already stuck in this and having to go around it, or it's already done.
Well, at least the two Patreons who are in the chat who are listening to us live will actually get that information.
Well, okay, so
this is true.
But think about them gantries, right? So if someone is behind, and I'm fucking sure this has happened, I would state quite a lot on. There's going to be a video of this of what happened, and someone's going to post it on YouTube, or it's going to be on Newsflare or something like that.
Maybe.
What if the gantry collapsed?
What's the gantry?
I'm so sorry. Gantry now?
As in, like, basically the signs going over the sign. What if that collapsed when the tipper hit it?
Right, and hurt a lot of people. Yeah,
because
that could have been horrendous.
And people were recording it to try and benefit themselves. And there is just too much of this selfishness on the road.
Yeah.
Where people are... And it seems to be... There seems to be less of people looking out for each other. And if I ever see a driver in need, I will stop.
Yeah.
I will always stop because it is the right thing to do. Even if it affects my day, I will stop.
Yeah, if I think I
can help.
Absolutely. If you can help and you can stop, go for it. If you can't help...
I witnessed a crash last night. Sorry.
Last night?
Go on.
No, I interrupted. I didn't realize I was interrupting.
No,
I thought you were done.
Go on. Go on. You crash.
Yeah. It was just... It was kind of scary. It was we're on stop and go traffic, but there was the fast lane was still moving, but we were all exiting, so there was like 2 lanes of stop traffic, and one car moved out into the lane in front of me, and as well as at the exact same time, the lane to the left was pulling in, so they both got scared. Actually, one guy who did pull out just drove off, didn't even think he did anything wrong, but he actually caused the crash. But another car, and then the one other again, I cannot explain it perfectly, but there was one car that nearly flipped over. It was on that balancing point of tipping over because he ended up. No, it was a car. It was an Audi. I know the SUV. If it was an SUV, it probably would have. But it hit the back. It hit the back of a Tesla, and it was like, oh shit!
Isn't it stunning how cars can almost flip at such low speeds?
Well, it's
not a Tesla,
SUVs, isn't it? They just go.
Oh yeah,
Teslas don't tip over.
Are they quite heavy?
They do.
Though?
But it takes a lot.
Yeah, like you can sideswipe a Tesla at 60 miles an hour, sideswipe to a curb, and it won't because it is so low.
Oh yeah.
All those batteries are in the very bottom of the car, so it won't tip over. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, but anyway, it was just that. But we did. Now we were still in stop and go traffic. Though it didn't tip over, so it landed back on its 4 wheels again, and they were able to drive. So both cars just kept driving forward and forward and forward, and eventually they pulled over. And then we eventually were stopped next to them, and we gave them our phone number so they can contact us as a witness if they need a thing. And I said, that was pretty, you know, it was funny. I was like, Jesus Christ, that must have been scary, yeah. And like, you witnessed it, yeah, you did. Yeah, it was crazy.
Why do people? Well, here's something else on them ones. Why do people? If they have like a fender bender, I believe it's called, basically where someone goes into the back of the other person, why do they stop in that lane? It's not going to be a bad crash, right? You've hit each other, definitely exchange insurance details. Why do people do it in the fucking fast lane? The amount of times I've seen it where they're in lane 4 Like, and they're chatting with each other. Oh, I'll give you my insurance. Get to the fucking hard shoulder. Pull over somewhere safe. You are currently in the fast lane, you absolute wazzock. That might
I've
be the
never
word you were
seen
looking
that.
for before.
Oh,
That might be the
wazzock.
word you were looking for. Wazzock.
Not wombat.
No, wazzock. Wazzock.
I don't
That's
remember
what
prefer
a wazzock.
wombat.
I like
No.
wombat.
I don't know what a
Could we make?
wazzock is.
Could we? Wombat is an actual
An
animal, a mammal,
Yeah.
or something.
Yes.
What did
It's
what
a
does it do?
marsupial, isn't it?
A marsupial. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not a wombat. It's part of the,
Are we coming in with the facts? Producer,
Isn't
can we
it-
get a
it's one of
confirmation?
the-
Is it a
It's
marsupial?
got a pouch, isn't it? A bit like kangaroo's got a pouch. A wombat's got a pouch. Am I wrong?
Are wombats strictly
Yeah, you're
Australian?
comparing it.
No, it's
Sure.
not a
It has a
kangaroo, but it's
pouch.
got a pouch, hasn't it?
But they burrow, I thought.
I thought a wombat was some kind of a bat. No.
A bat.
No. Oh, no. You're thinking of
No.
Golbat. That's a Pokemon thing.
I don't know.
I've heard... Fucking
This has
Golbat.
gone
I always
wild.
catch them when I go on a Pokemon walk. I play Pokemon.
Oh,
Don't
do you do-
fucking judge me?
Is that the
Love it,
Pokemon
man.
Go thing?
I loved it, mate. I was
I
mega
Right.
into it at one point.
I
Wombat.
wish.
Mega into it.
I don't
I'm
like starting
sure-
anything off new.
Wombat's a short-legged, muscular quadrupedal.
Do it.
No pausing.
Marsupials.
Butcher the
like
word.
I've said,
Own it.
native to Australia. They are about 1 meter in length and small, stubby tail, and weigh between 20 and 35 kg.
Damn, 1 meter?
Yeah.
Fuck me.
That's like the size
Have
of
you
your
not
leg.
seen a wombat? They're like a little bear. They're like...
Clearly not.
See, so they have a pouch. I was right. I knew it. I knew
Fair enough.
it.
I'll
Yeah.
allow it. I'll allow it. The
Yeah,
wombat.
well, you
the
fucking
wombat
will
stuff
allow it.
is,
True
is real,
story.
apparently.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't
I'm
know.
lost.
so
where we
yeah,
are.
I no, honestly, I don't know what kind of a guy I am really. Do you ever wonder that, like, what would you do in a certain scenario? Like, because there's been definitely some times when I didn't pull over, like, oh, should I pull over? I'm already over here. By the time I actually get pulled over, I'll be like quarter mile away.
Yeah,
It's away
sometimes
from
you
my
know
in
it's
that,
too late.
absolutely,
Yeah.
in that sort of scenario. But if in that scenario where the crash happens, you are in that
Okay,
in that scenario.
here's-
You're gonna be doing more harm than you are good.
All right.
Yeah,
so
you've got
to
what will
assess
be going through my
everything,
mind?
yeah.
Okay, I want to get forward of this crash. All right, but then I want to pull over. I don't want to be behind it. All right.
Yeah.
So I will think about that. I'm like, okay, I'm going to look after those guys, but let me just get in front of the vehicle first, and then I'll walk backwards. All right. That way, when I'm told to go away, I can actually go away instead of being
Yeah.
part of the mayhem of behind it, where we're all stuck
And you
for
can't
2
go
hours.
anywhere, and you're watching.
You know what I mean?
it
So,
all, yeah.
so if I
Yeah.
have the option, I'll do that, which is a little bit selfish, but I will go back. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you've witnessed it too late though, and if you stop there dead, it's not safe
Well,
to
there's
do
a-
so.
yeah, yeah.
Sometimes it makes more sense to
And
go past it, then pull in.
I've seen a crash like
Absolutely.
this.
Mhm.
Where it happens basically in lane 4, I was in lane 1, and it
Yeah.
happens next to me essentially. Well, there's
There's
nothing I
nothing
can
you-
do in
yeah,
that sort of
you just
that,
gotta
that
pull
is
away
just
and-
what it's
yeah.
going to be.
Yeah.
But if it's something that happens like that, first thing I do, indicate hazard lights on to make sure that people behind me
Yeah.
are aware some shit's just happened. I mean,
Something's
in
going
that
down.
scenario, you can tell something, but you tend to find it goes down the line. So if you put hazards on, the next person put hazards on, and so on and so forth. And
Yeah,
they'll
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
down the line, people will start putting stuff on, and then I think, where is there somewhere I can get safe? So if I'm in my car, safest place is in front of the truck.
Yeah.
Because if it's going to hit the truck, it's not going to hit me essentially. And then, and again, if I've got passengers on board, depending who your passenger is. I mean, I've stopped on the main road with my kids before because there was a cyclist that ploughed into the wall, which I think you've seen that video, have you, David?
Plowed into the wall.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I wasn't listening for the last 7 seconds. I was in my own train of thought.
Wow.
What were you talking about? Like,
The cyclist that I helped up Hard Not Pass.
We're that boring.
That's-
it was going downhill, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that
Yeah,
your?
that was-
Yeah. I remember that. And you pulled over, and you did a fantastic job.
I had my first day training the day before.
Oh, really?
Day
Fresh in
before
your
that.
mind.
And I was like, holy shit, I'm already using, and the fucking panic of like, oh my
You get
God,
out like,
do I remember
"Yes,
any of
I know
this?
what I'm doing.
Oh no, I did not. The first thing I thought was, I should have concentrated more on the first aid course. The
Wow.
first thing that came to mind. But in fairness, a lot of it actually started kicking in, and I did start kind of thinking like, don't move him. Let's try and kind of like get him like stable. Let's try and
so
check him for
scary.
injuries and stuff like
It's
that.
just so scary. You know, what's funny is that my wife, my beautiful wife Krista, she was saying one time. She was saying one time, as in like this study, that it's very, if you, let's say you're in a crowd, we're not in an act, we're not in a car situation now, or maybe you could be, but if one person, all right, points to another person and says, call 911, or get this, I get that, they're going to do it. All right, now they feel obligated because now they've been dragged into a situation that they have no control. All right, but now you're going to do it. Because sometimes it's like, what do I do? And like, maybe someone else is going to do that and whatever. But if someone who's actually over the body or over the whatever, right? All you have to do is nominate a random person, and they'll do it. Because then, if you don't do it, now everyone's going to look at you and go like, "Why aren't you doing it?" You know what I mean? As in, like, you were told to do this. You know what I mean? As in, like, because no fault will be at you if it doesn't. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
all that pressure.
Yeah, and I found that very fascinating. And like, yeah, you're right. You know, basically, all you have to do is just point to anybody that you want something to do, and they're going to do it. Especially the people who are standing around like, oh no. Especially if they're videotaping. You know, half the people are videotaping because people are just.
So I will say, so I had one. There was a guy collapsed as I was taking my girlfriend to work one morning.
Oh wow!
And I don't know how the hell I run into these things. I don't know if I'm just like pre-programmed just to see them.
You're just like a magnet for it.
I think I am, but either way,
because
he was
you're so
on the
tall,
corner.
you can see over everything. You go, there's a hazard over.
That's
this is your
You
superpower.
figured it out. It's a tall joke. Yay! Fucking wanker. But
I didn't know you got a lot of those.
I didn't know you were that tall. What?
Go on. There was two people already there, and I kind of got out and I was like, "What's up?" And they were like, they had no idea what they're doing, and that kind of, I didn't get the same adrenaline that I did from like other ones. It was just like, it just felt very routine, and I was just like, "Yeah, do this, do that. You hold his head, you do that, do that." I just kind of felt really kind of calm during the whole thing. It was the weirdest thing because I was very kind of conscious of like,
because it's happened before.
Like, that's the fifth time I've used my first.
Yeah, see, for most people, they've had zero, and it's a scary situation to be in. All right, it's completely new. You don't know what is going on. You don't know if you were going to cause more problems. You know what I mean? It's just it's scary to have people watch you as well.
Yeah, I've done a simple one where we was like stuck in traffic on just like a little B road, and no one's really moving anywhere. And then just like the corner of your eye, you just notice this old lady falls over. And I'm nowhere near her yet. I can see it in the distance. And I'm just like, oh shit, I hope she's all right. And then I get like, we finally get moving. All these cars just keep driving. I'm just like, you bastards. So I literally get near her. I pull over, fucking in the lorry. I'm like, I don't care. People can drive around me. Got out, went and helped her up. Something as simple as just helping an old lady get up.
Yeah.
And, you know, she's hurt her knee. She's a little bit in shock. Give her a minute to sit down and just like make sure she's all right. And I felt quite good like about that. I was confident I could help her with that, you know, getting up out of the ground, off the floor. And then another lady came and helped, and she was literally heading to the pharmacist because that's where she worked. She was like, "Oh, I'll take you, you know, I'll take her and I'll take her to the pharmacist, check her knee, make sure she gets home." And I was like, "Perfect, brilliant." That was it. Back in the lorry, off I go. But the amount of people you see just drive on, you just like you can see they look because they all turn their head and then they just go, "Traffic's moving." He's like, "You bastards! If you were that old lady when you're older, you'd want someone to come and help, wouldn't you?"
Yeah. Speaking of, that reminded me of a situation that happened in a restaurant one time. This is kind of like a truck stop restaurant, and this was not everyone had cell phones, but there was this. I don't think I had a cell phone at this time, but all the tables had phones. Okay, right. So every table has a phone. It's just one of those things you have at truck stops. That way you can talk to your dispatcher and all that kind of stuff. It's just that was just the way it was done. It was done back then.
Ancient.
So I'm I'm sitting down. All of a sudden, this old lady pops out of her old man or old lady. I can't quite remember. Again, this is like 20 years ago, and they're doing she's basically choking. She puts her hands to this. Now there's a lot of people there. I'm like, I see her first. I'm like, I'm like, I don't know what to do. I have no idea. As in, like, then
You need to
somebody
get
came
attention,
over.
Yeah.
Somebody came over immediately and started doing the Heimlich on her, and eventually she, as in, like, I'm just like frozen. I'm like, and then he looked at me and then like, hey, go ahead and call 911 for an ambulance. I'm like, yeah, no, without a doubt, because I was told what to do. Where it's so much easier to be told what to do than to actually make a decision for yourself. And of course, the thoughts that are going through my head are not being recorded, so nobody gets to hear that video. Unlike the two people that were in this video, where they were just talking amongst themselves and getting judged. You know what I mean? We don't know what was actually going on in their head. Maybe they had some really good thoughts that we didn't get to hear. So
I kind of feel like they voiced their thoughts.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying. I'm just playing devil's advocate, and I don't want. I want to think there's still good in people. You know what I mean?
Do you know they might not have done the Heimlich maneuver. I think it's Nesh will have to double check this. I think it's pelvic thrusts or something like that, or kind of like it's right. The Heimlich maneuver is trademarked. So basically, it's the exact same thing, but unless you've gone somewhere and they've been allowed to actually teach the Heimlich maneuver, it's not the Heimlich maneuver. It's like pelvic something. It's weird.
Well, not as if you're going to ask permission from the choking victim.
No,
do you mind doing the pelvic thing? And like,
sorry, I've got
abdominal thrust.
Tell you what I'm doing here.
No, pelvic thrust is something very different. It's just occurred to me. Pelvic thrusts are something different. If someone is choking, do not do pelvic thrusts on them. That is considered. Actually, I can't make that joke. We're on YouTube. No, don't make that joke. Holy shit! Abdominal thrusts. But basically, it's like it's
That's
exactly the
a whole
same.
new issue, that one.
Oh yeah. I don't know if listen. If you're
this
if
man's
your
not
fetish,
helping
it's your
anymore.
Fetish, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Go on. Yeah.
Fair enough.
What could we
Fair
do?
enough.
What
Fair
can
enough.
we do? Right.
So,
Anyway.
have you ever been?
What do you want to run about, David?
At a truck? Have you ever been at a truck stop or whatever, and no, you're done fueling or whatever, but the person in front of you won't move? Now, in America, I don't know what it's like in England, all right, but basically, we have dozens of pumps in most truck stops. There's at least 8-10 pumps, all right. Obviously, there's some tinier truck stops where there's a little less, but generally speaking, all right. But when you're done fueling, the rule is that you pull forward, all right, and you basically you can get out of your truck and do whatever you want for the same amount of time that basically it took for you to fuel, all right, which is usually 10 to 15 minutes, all right, but 15 is pushing it. And so you go inside, you get your cup of coffee, you get your quick sandwich, you know what I mean, as in like you be as quick as possible, all right. Now there was this one guy. I can't remember if he was parked in front of me. God, most of my stories are bloody 20 years old. But I remember my anger though. So I'm waiting a good 10 minutes. I'm already fueled because I don't like going into the store and while I'm already at the pump. All right. And then, of course, as soon as I go inside, that guy leaves. And then I'm stuck at the pump and now I'm the asshole not moving. All right. But this guy, he ended up, he pulled forward and I waited a good 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes and like still nothing. So I go up to the, I think it was me. Yeah. I go up to the customer service and like the person in pump 1 isn't moving. And like I don't know where they are. And like I looked inside, I knocked on their door and everything. So they called over the over the intercom. Could the person in pump 1 please pull forward, please? You know, like so other drivers can do this or whatever and all that kind of stuff. And there's nothing. And eventually, 5 minutes go by. Like I can't back up, or there's already somebody behind me. All right, and I can't. And so there's just I'm just waiting.
Wait it out.
I'm just waiting, and eventually a guy comes over and like I because they mentioned the truck company and the truck number and everything, and eventually the guy came over and it's this old dude and he's got a dog in his arm, a tiny little thing, and he's got a bag in his hand. Like I'm the guy who works for company A, and like what's going on? And like where are you parked? I'm parked over here. Why? Well, I'm gonna go shower. You can't. What are you talking about? You got to go shower. I'm like, what? I'm like, do you not see what you're doing wrong here? And like, and they're all talking to him. And like, and I'm putting in my words. Like, seriously, I'm trying to pull forward. And like, but I got to go shower. I don't want to go. I don't want to have to go park and then have to walk all the way in. And like, you don't see what you're doing wrong, do you? And then basically we're all looking at him like he's stupid. We're all basically saying he's stupid, and he just he's like fuck you and fuck this and everything else, and move your truck, go park, and what again? It was so fucking annoying. It was how ignorant he was. And everything, and I don't know. It was just more of like, ever had those situations that where someone really stupid did something like that at a truck stop or in the where I don't know.
Never to that level. Never to that
That's
level.
extreme.
That is. I mean, to quote SpongeBob SquarePants, that's not just regular stupid. That's advanced stupid. Like
that was SpongeBob.
That's very deep.
Who said
SpongeBob.
that? SpongeBob SquarePants.
He did not say that.
No.
Nessa, search this. It was fucking SpongeBob, wasn't it? Please. Right.
I must not have seen that episode. I watched a lot of episodes of SpongeBob.
It's fucking SpongeBob SquarePants.
But not as much as Bluey.
Too good for SpongeBob.
No, actually,
I'm happy talking about SpongeBob. I'm not talking about
actually, I definitely watched a lot more SpongeBob than I had Bluey. Bluey only has three seasons. But anyway.
Yeah,
Jesus fucking Christ! I hate being with you guys. There's days I genuinely. So there was 1 week where we've started. We've now started for the patrons. We've started kind of doing the pre-show, so actually showing it to the patrons. They can come in early and stuff like that. Normally, it's just me sat here, and I'll come in, and these two, as I'm joining, we were talking about the latest episode of Bluey, and I'm just like, should I leave?
We've not done it for a while.
Yes, you have,
Chloe.
Well,
apparently, we have.
When?
You definitely have. You definitely have.
There's not been a new series for a while, so we've definitely not.
It's
been at least a couple of weeks.
Yeah, because new seasons come over every couple of months, don't
they?
So I think over here, there's I can't find it. It is just true. It was SpongeBob SquarePants. I'm just telling you right now. Nessa's saying that she can't find the information right. So in the UK, it's what, about 4 pumps? Would you say
that is it? Like 4 pumps at a truck stop. Are they even called truck stops in the UK?
It depends what. Yeah, it normally is about 4, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, some trucking ones, like the one in Exeter's 2 for like trucks. You've got one on each side. That's it.
Is Exeter? I think that's one where you can't pull forwards, can you?
No.
Or can you pull forwards? Yeah, I think that's one.
Oh, basically, once you pump, you gotta go. Or you gotta go.
Yeah, you have to go.
So you go in.
There are a few like that.
Out. Yeah.
Knutsford. Both north and southbound. I think again, you're on the pump. There's not much you can do. Nearest truck to Timo has got 2 pumps. It's pretty much
that's crazy.
That's just how it is.
I have never fueled at a place less than.
If you can pull forwards, you definitely should be, and I think the UK government should get involved in this, because I think there should be a law brought in place that if someone can pull forwards and doesn't move forwards, they can legally get stabbed to death.
Oh, that's an interesting law.
Surely this will get us demonetized.
We're going to have... Tom, we've already got a bit of a driver shortage. That's just going to make things a bit extreme. So we've got a driver shortage, but you've not moved, so I'm sorry, we're going to sacrifice you.
I don't see an issue with that.
Well, don't forget you've got
the herd.
Here's the thing. Here's my issue.
You've got more expenses of the ambulance who are already under stress. Then they've got to go to hospital, and they're already under stress.
Not if they're dead, they don't.
What about the afterlife?
You've still got to go.
You've now killed somebody. Are you going? Where are you going?
Think of all the ghosts that are now sat
Will
at
Saint Peter at the gates look
stop.
at his book? I'm like, all right, you killed somebody. Yeah, but read on.
No.
Okay. All right. Somebody.
Forwards.
No. Okay. Oh, this is a gray area. This is a gray area. This actually needs to go somewhere else. So hold on a second. All right. I'll be right back with you. Just wait over here. All right. So other people can go by. Somebody will be really shortly and come talk to you. Sorry, that went on for a little bit longer than I expected.
So just quickly, I have to tell a story. I have to tell a very quickly story. So Timo's just put up saying that he feels a bit SO, and it's basically a car pump that he goes to.
We have to do those.
Car pumps every 100 litres, you have to put it back down.
Yeah,
but
redo it again.
Once you've done 200, you then have to go in and then get him to fully reset it, and then he can do it and then give you the last little bit.
However, it takes about half an hour to do it all.
Oh well, no,
because it's like the slowest thing ever.
Oh wait, no. Because I was at this one. I was at near. I was at one, and it just changed over to a Shell or to a BP or whatever card we had. And this one I was on for Travis Perkins. It just changed over to a Shell. That's right. And so I'm filling it up. And I'm thinking, fuck me, this is taking forever. And I filled up at car pumps before, but this one was really. And I was there for 20 plus minutes, 25 minutes, filling a 250 litre tank up. I was empty.
Yeah.
And I was like, fucking hell, I couldn't believe how long it took. So I eventually went in and I said to the guy, that pump is so slow. And he goes, well, yeah, the V-Power ones are. I was like, well, what do you mean V-Power?
Oh, no. Yeah.
And he says, well, basically, there's the regular diesel and there's the really posh diesel, the really kind of the one that basically it's
for Ferraris
Porsches.
And things like that, yeah.
And I said, so if I just put Porsche diesel in my fucking DAF.
Oh, shit.
I
sat there for 25 minutes filling the bastard. It was a lot more. But fuel card took it, so it's all good.
Nice one.
And you never heard back from it.
Oh, wow. My sister actually put a premium one time in her diesel car, and she didn't have a clue. She was like, we normally never pay for fuel. My dad had a bus company, and so he had his own diesel at home. So we always used his diesel in our cars because that's what it was the cheapest way to do it or whatever, right? But she drove all the way up to the north in Donegal, and nowhere near our home, so we could fuel. So she was like, you know what? I'm actually fueling for the first time at a gas station or whatever, right? Or a petrol station. She was like, I'm going to go ahead and use the expensive stuff. Like make sure. And like, of course, she was used, premium unleaded or whatever that is. And she put it in there. And then eventually, drove around for a few minutes or however many miles. And all of a sudden it started cluck.
Oh,
and
no.
And of course, she took it to a mechanic and he got it running again first. He put, I don't know what he did. He made it run for another few miles, and then all of a sudden, like I don't know how she found out or remembered or whatever, but it was so funny. But poor dad, yeah, he spent a lot of money to fix that fucking car.
So what he just didn't like the premium diesel?
No, premium unleaded petrol.
Oh,
right. All right. But it was diesel that she should have put in there. Oh, right.
She had a diesel car.
No, it won't like that.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
No.
So yeah, it was just
right. T-Mobile tells us because he was a mechanic. Hey, someone said that you're supposed to put a bit of petrol in your car every now and then, your diesel car.
I think.
Oh my god! Let's just put a disclaimer on this, just in case.
Wait.
Okay.
Oh, no,
hell no!
Don't do
so,
that.
Let's just hope that.
No, I don't mean fill it up. I mean like if you put in like 60 quid's worth in, you put like a five's worth in.
Hell no.
Okay.
All right.
No. So Daryl accidentally put petrol in his car.
I'm glad I never did it.
And Daryl accidentally put petrol in our old car, and then he suddenly realised what he'd done. He put about 10, 20 quid in or something. He thought, fuck. And he rings up one of his mates that's like, I don't know, must have known what he was doing, apparently. And he goes, oh, yeah, it's all right. Just put another 20 quid of diesel on top. It'll counteract it. It'll be fine. So he's like, okay. So he just spent about 40 quid on this fuel to fill up his tank and to hopefully counteract the petrol. He gets out. He's like, oh, it's fine. It's okay. We're making it. Gets about 5 miles, hits the motorway, and then it just clonks out. Absolutely dead. No. Yeah. But the first time I went to the petrol station was on a little motorbike, a little 125. And I'd never been to a petrol station to fill up. And obviously it's only takes 7 quid or whatever it is to fill up a little tiny tank. Mm-hmm. And I pulled up at the petrol station. I've seen motorcyclists do it before where they sit on it and they just put it in between their legs. They fill up the tank and they look cool. I was like, I'm going to do that. So I sit there and then I open the tank and then I just pick it up. And this was one that you had to press buttons. I didn't know that. I just picked it up and put it in. And I was like, now what? What do I do now? And I was sat there for a minute and I was like, it's not working. Put it back in. I was like, oh, it's not working. All these people just start queuing up behind me, like, come on, what the fuck's she doing? What the fuck's she doing? And then I suddenly hear over this tannoy saying, put it back, press the buttons, follow the menu, basically. And I'm there going, thank you. I press these buttons and I fill up and then I sheepishly walk in. Like, I'm not taking my helmet off. I'm just going in, pay for it, get back on my bike, and I'm just like, that wasn't cool. I'm never doing that again.
You're never going to fill up again?
Well, no, I obviously did, but the next time I did it, I made sure I got off and I like looked at everything. I was like, I can't look cool with this. It just doesn't work with me.
I always got off. I always got off the bike to fuel. I never did it in between the legs.
I've only ever got annoyed
I just thought it
in
looked cool.
one petrol station, and it was Knutsford northbound, and I won't go back there again on the petrol or the diesel.
Why? That's a bit extreme.
So I went to go and fill it up with AdBlue. So I put the AdBlue in, clicked it on, went round to go and do the diesel. I'm pressing it. Nothing's happening. And I keep pressing it, goes, and nothing's happening. So I went in, and I was like, I said, diesel's not working. He goes, you can only do one at a time. What place only does one at a time? No, you can only do one side at a time. And I'm like, mate, the amount I filled it up with diesel on both sides. I'm standing by the diesel thing. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Just authorize the diesel. No, absolutely would not do it. Would not do it.
Some people.
And I was just like, and I said, why? What's the point? Well, that's the rules. I was like, mate, there's no
Sounds
other
like
place I've ever been to. And he said, well, it's Moto. And I said, mate, I've been to every single Moto and filled up at every single Moto in the UK. I have never had someone say that to me. I don't care what they say. I said, just authorize the damn thing. No, would do. So I won't go back there again. Fuck them.
Sorry, you've been to every single Moto in the UK?
Yeah.
They obviously sat there and went, he's full of fucking bullshit.
I've driven a truck.
There was
what I have to go to Motos. It's the only place that I get the Greg's vouchers. Because if you fill up, right, if you fill up with them, right, no, because you fill up with fuel at Moto, you get the vouchers, which is like a £1 whatever or £2 for the and basically so you can use that at Greg's. But yes, I agree. No, the producer just said Moto sucks on every level except for the Greg's shop vouchers. That is very true. Moto, if anyone from Moto's listening, you suck.
So
wow, half our listeners.
What was the original conversation?
Well, it's still going. We're talking about fuel pumps and all that kind of stuff. But
we are. Oh my god!
Don't worry.
Topic.
So I was at a fuel pump at one of our terminals. All right, I was a newer enough driver to the company. All right, so I was like but to the company. I mean, I already had a truck driving experience, but never actually fueled at an actual terminal or a company terminal. So they had this safety feature where you couldn't basically. You take the fuel pump off, you put it in, or you can, and then you lift the handle that the fuel pump came off of, which turns it on. Correct? Is that similar? Where you take the pump off? Anyway, here in America, right? Once you lift the fuel pump off that it's sitting on, you can actually lift up a handle, all right, which actually turns it on. So sometimes what will happen, right? You take the fuel pump off, you put it inside the tanks, and you push the button, and then you realize that you haven't lifted the handle up to turn it on. So you turn it on, and then you pump. But the thing is, when you do that, when you do it immediately, it only pumps like a gallon every 30 seconds. Kind of thing, all right. So because you did it so quickly, so basically it was kind of like a safety feature that so if you accidentally I don't know, did something where it wouldn't shoot out too much fuel or whatever, right? So here it is. It's only so I literally waited like an hour to fill up my tanks, all right, because I didn't know about the little safety feature that you're actually supposed to wait like 5 seconds and then start pumping after you turn it on. Wait 5 seconds, because usually by the time you actually lift the handle up, you open up the cap, and then you put it in, and then you start pumping. It's all good. All right, it pumps out at like over 2 gallons a second or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Yeah. Versus a gallon every 30 seconds. Yeah, but I waited. Of course, it was like a Sunday and it wasn't very busy, so nobody said anything. So I just I needed the fuel. You know, so I ended up waiting an hour at the slowest It might as well have.
Did no one come out and say this is?
Nobody
probably
knew. Nobody
real
knew I was
story?
having trouble because it wasn't very busy. It wasn't at a truck stop. It wasn't. You know what I mean?
But
So
if it's
there was
not
nobody
very
waiting
busy,
behind
surely
me.
someone on the fucking desk. would
No,
have
there
looked
was
and
nobody.
gone,
There's
"Oh,
no.
wait."
There's nobody there. There was
Oh,
nobody.
right.
There was nobody working. It was a Sunday. You know what I mean? So I was just a complete moron. And then eventually somebody told me what was going on. Actually,
That's
it
a
happened
t-shirt.
happened a few months later, and it happened again. And then somebody did come out and say, "I know you got to turn it off for like 5 seconds." And then you go. You can actually see the click. You can see the numbers, and you can feel it.
Yeah.
And like where it's high pressure. I'm like, God damn it, that would have came in very handy a few months ago. But anyway, that's my
You'd
boring
think it'd
story.
be like in the rules or something, you know?
It probably was, but I don't
Idiot's
read that
Guide to
shit.
Dieseling
I don't.
Up.
I don't. Honestly, the amount of stuff that I don't read that it's just obviously that I should have after the event happened and I was embarrassed. I'm like, God damn it, that would have came in handy if I just. Yeah, seriously, I do that all the time. I never read anything. I like to try figure shit out for myself, like putting IKEA furniture together. You know, I don't like to read that stuff.
That's not how you do IKEA furniture, David. That's not
You
not
have
how
to
you
look
do.
at the
You have
instructions.
to look. Yeah.
You have to. You can't do it without
don't-
it.
You don't
How
have
are you?
to.
have
How are you
to.
supposed to
It's
pictures.
pictures.
without
even
without the instructions?
Yeah.
I think
A what?
that's-
Have
I don't know.
pictures.
I think
of
that. I
doing
think
it.
that's an IKEA thing. A hurdle.
Just made up.
Hurdle.
Hurdle.
Yeah.
Right.
But if
Okay.
you-
Fair enough.
I'm
fair
gonna
enough.
whinge about tipper wankers.
You're gonna whinge about Tom?
Well, not necessarily tipper wankers.
Don't we do that every
alright?
episode?
Just tipper wankers got in the way. So we've got this special job. Like, you know when you get like a special job on and you think, oh, it's like literally right next door, or it's going to be a really quick job, and you're like, yeah, I've got loads of time to do this.
So just very quickly, that's a rookie mistake. You never think
Yes.
this
Bearing
is
in
going to
mind-
be a quick job. That's your first mistake right there.
Bear in mind, so this is like a special job we do, and it is literally 1 unit down from us. There's like 1 unit in between, and then there's this place, and they have tippers in and out constantly. There's only one way in and out. It's not very big. Like to get in and out, you've got to reverse in or drive in. There's nowhere really to turn around, and there's like one weighbridge to get in. I can get around the weighbridge sneaking in, but this guy on site just, I don't know, he just likes himself and likes to be in charge and to be a dick.
Yep,
And you'd have like
I know the kind.
busiest, you'd have the busiest day ever, and then he just rings you up going, you need to do our bin now. It's like, no, I'm in North Devon, I can't. He's like, oh, what he's doing. I was like, right, what do you expect me to do? Like, what can I do? I was like, I know you're like a priority and you know, this is a priority job, but if I've got other shit to do, I've checked on you before I left. It's not my fault you've suddenly gone, I'm just going to fill it up now. You know?
Yeah.
So they've just filled it up, and you're like, right, well, I'm 2 hours away from site. You're going to have to wait, you know? So they're ramming it in, filling it up. It's only next door, so you're never going on public roads or anything. So it's pick it up, go, tip it, gone. So you turn up and you think, right, he's desperate for this, so he's going to prioritize me. So you've got like 2 Bude jobs that you've done with the trailer in the morning, and then you've got to go back up to Bude. Bearing in mind, Bude's like 2 hours away from us. So I've already done 1 trip. This is my 2nd trip I need to do. I want to be gone straight away, really. So I'm not late, late back night. Anyway, it's 12 o'clock. I've only just got back with my first load. I want to tip my own bins as well. But I've got to prioritise this. So I dropped mine. I've got half an hour of driving time exactly until I've got to take a break. I've already had a 15. Yeah. So I go, right, I can get this done in half an hour. Anyway, get round there. Oh, all the tippers are being prioritised. I'm going to have to wait. So I finally get onto the bins, finally get some tipped, and then you go back there and he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to prioritise to you. You know, he's already told me he's prioritising me. He fucking doesn't. Does he fuck? All these bins come in. He's like, you're going to have to wait and all this bollocks. And you just think, what a fucking wanker. Like,
honestly,
if you want the jobs doing,
you're gonna defend them, aren't you? Because you're a tipper wanker. Go on, Tom.
No.
Defend away.
There's
no, to be fair, it's not the tipper wanker's fault. It's this dude. His fault.
I mean,
it's his
feel
fault.
like you're pointing at
Tom.
Tom.
A bit racist towards tipper drivers calling us wankers. We are, but that's not the point.
That's what you call yourself.
What you do. So I'm going to teach some tipper fucking stuff here.
This is what I need to learn, obviously.
You need to punish him for next time, so he knows. So if he's more than 5 minutes, so stick it on break. The second you get there, stick it on break.
Right.
If he's more than 5 minutes, when he comes over, goes, I'm on break now. Sorry, you're gonna have to wait.
So
and
I have
after the 45 minutes, if he's still not ready for you, then you can turn around and say to him, right, I'm going to go and do this job. I'll be back once I've done this one here. And just make him realise that you cannot work around his day.
So I've tried this.
You can't do it.
So I did it the other day where I did half a job, and obviously you've got to pick up the bin, go and tip it, and then bring it back. So I picked it up, and then I took it around the corner, and I tipped it, and then I was just weighing off the weighbridge. I looked over because this is how close I can literally look and go. There's about 5 tippers in there. I was like, I am not going back right now. I'm like, I need to take a break. So you just literally go and park up. And I'm like, oh, I've had half an hour. However, I now need to go and get my child from school. Off you go for another 45 minutes. Go and get your child. He's there. Go, where the fuck is my bin? I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Are you desperate for it? So that felt good because he was desperate for that bin back. And I was like, well, like, you've got to learn.
Doesn't make any sense.
If you want the bins, yeah. But like, if you have someone next door and you think, well, tippers are going in, they're tipping, they're being loaded. Oh, that was it. Bear in mind, he's loading these tippers like at the entrance, so that you can't get past them. Yeah. And he was loading. Normally, they've got the massive, like a big cat bucket to load them. Yeah. Where it's like 3 buckets and it's loaded because it's so big. He was there with the smallest Manitou ever. Not one of those normal sized Manitous. A telehandler.
A what?
It's like a. It's got like a telescopic arm.
Okay.
So it's got like a maneuverable arm and.
Yeah, it's got like a boom or a shovel on it basically. The small things.
Telescopic arm. So telehandler with the smallest bucket on as well ever. So he's there loading this tipper, and it's taking like half an hour to load one tipper. There's only one way in and out. All these tappers are gathering up. You're sat there waiting, going, I've got to go to fucking Bude. What the fuck am I meant to do? And it takes the piss. There you go. That's me. Thoroughly pissed off.
I would. Basically, what you should have done is got the tippers drive forwards, let you in, and then go and do your stuff, and then move again when you come back out again. Doesn't take much.
But they disappear because they know it's going to take forever. So they go, well, no one can get in if I'm in here. So they just literally like go and have a brew and fuck off. You're like, well, what can I do? Are
you sure these are tipper drivers?
Yeah,
these aren't walking floors.
No, these are tipper drivers. They're tipper drivers. But it's like a specialist tipper driver.
Wait. Oh, right. Okay. So they're not... Because... If I was sat there and I was in that queue and it was taking me half an hour to get loaded, I would be standing outside my truck with my arms crossed, staring at the guy, basically going, this is taking too long. If it takes more than 10 minutes, I'm starting to get antsy. I cannot do it. Yeah. I'm foaming at the mouth if it takes more than 10 minutes.
So, Chloe, what's the problem with tippers? It doesn't seem that the problem was with tippers. It was with the customer.
It was with this dude, but I can't completely blame this dude.
Oh, okay. I just
guess
don't
I
remember
can.
the tippers.
Well, because it's like a special customer.
So it's completely his fault, but
it's not.
For technical reasons, you can't actually say that.
I can rant about this shit, and allegedly it could be the same guy. Allegedly it could not be, you never know. But tippers were involved, and they were in the way, and they weren't rushing things along. Like you said, Tom, if you were in that situation, you'd be like, fucking hurry up, go on,
I would be foaming like in the mouth. I'd be
so why aren't they,
dog. Like, I don't know, so on the run that we've got, on one of the runs that we've got, there's so where we're delivering to, they have their own trucks, and we're called in for when, not if, but when they can't keep up with the amount of loads, and we're just sent in and we just fucking pile in, and they have so there was one of them, and he was getting loaded ahead of me, and he left. He's on the way to bridge. I'm getting loaded, and I set off, and I go there. I go up to the site. It's about an hour and 12 minutes away, or it takes me an hour and 12 minutes. I get there, and a tip. And I said to the shuttle driver, "God damn, that other lad's quick. I haven't seen him." And he said, "What other guy?" And I said, "The one that was ahead of me." She said, "Oh, they've not arrived yet."
What?
How? But I set off after him, and it's consistently. It's because they're paid by the hour. They don't give a shit.
So what, are they taking the long way round, or stopping
Presumably.
at services, or
They didn't
see,
need a break.
I can do that though. I'm paid by the hour, but I'd rather just get on and take your 15 as you need. Not stop unless I'm going for a break or I'm really desperate for a wee. And so I'll plan like my 15 around. Well, I'm going to be nearer services at such and such a time, so I'll have a 15-minute break there while I go and have a wee, go and get a drink or whatever, crack on. So I won't just stop needlessly for a Greg's if I don't want, if I'm not taking a break.
Yeah. I'll plan my day the best I can to try and get round as quick as I can, because we're just paid. We're paid just a rate, and like we're paid by the load. So and that's one thing I do.
So
like.
You want to get as many
when
as
we're
you can.
done. We're done. That's it. Yeah. It's finished at that point there. But then Nessa's just put up in the chat saying that she gets paid hourly and she lets us do it and get home as well.
Yeah, but you want to get home,
there's a difference.
You?
There was a time when I didn't care what time I got home. I could have been 7 o'clock in the evening. I didn't care. All right. And it makes for a lot stress-free day when you're getting paid hourly and you don't care when you get home. It's just that if you have plans every day, then, you know what I mean? As in, like, then it's a little, I get a bit of a move on. All right. There was a time there I had to be home by 6 every day, and I'm like, okay, crap. So now I had to like really think about what I'm going to be doing and everything. You know what I mean? So it makes a difference. But as in like, sometimes there was uncontrollable, where obviously you're just going to be at a customer for the entire day because whatever happened, and that happened a lot. But especially when I had my entire. And I basically had everything I needed in my truck, so I got to sleep, I got to play video games, I got to video edit, I got to do whatever I wanted. So I didn't, hey, take your time, whatever. I was like, I'm already doing my second job at work while getting paid hourly, so I'm getting paid twice.
I like to get on. So the thing I like now, I've moved across to Roro's, it's very much a team. Other than we've got one driver that's not really a team player. Let's not go there for a minute, but we have got a bit of a team.
Just very quickly, I love that me and David, when we bring topics, we're ranting about things in general. When Chloe brings a topic, she's like, "This person was a dickhead."
All right. Well, like when it comes to like skips, we've got like 20 odd plus, probably about 30 at least skip drivers, right? That's a lot of skips to pick up the slack. If someone makes a mistake, there's a skip driver to pick up the slack and fix the problem. Roro's, there's only 5 of us on the road, 2 down at a different depot, 3 at one depot. When you've got one driver not pulling their weight, and then you've got 2 that are ringing each other, making sure we're going to finish at the same time, like, it doesn't matter if you finish at 8 o'clock at night. If you all finish at 8 o'clock at night, so you all help each other, because at the end of the day, if you don't complete your work in Roro's, you're all affected by it the next day, and you're all catching up. It's not just like yourself catching up, it's all of you. So as a general rule, we'll speak to each other, and this is why we call ourselves Roro Posse, because we're cool. We'll speak to each other, and we'll
Are you though?
Come on, stop.
Totally. Let me have
They're
this
cool.
one, all right?
They're cool. Okay.
And we'll work each other. So we'll, like I say, plan our routes and our breaks around certain points and things like that, so we can get back. And if someone else needs a hand or there's something else to do, that we can do that work to help get ahead, so the next day we're not playing catch up. And then when you got one driver that just doesn't and just goes, I'm just going to finish at 3:30 every day because I fucking can, and you're still out till 7-8 o'clock at night, takes the biscuit a little bit. Mic down.
I just Nessa's just put this long
oh my
joke
God.
in the chat. I was suddenly, I was sorry. I got.
Oh, I see. Did you just start ignoring me?
Yeah, literally.
Wow.
Basically, yeah.
She should.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That was Nessa. Don't blame
All
us.
right,
I know,
read
right?
It. Go on,
Right.
read it. What is it? Trucking
Okay,
joke.
right.
Go on.
Oh, no, we cannot. No, we cannot read that on. That's wildly offensive. Yeah.
Got to be a Patreon to be involved. You would have seen that joke.
Yeah. If you're a Patreon, you'll have seen the joke, but not the producer. The
Yeah,
person
one of
who's supposed to be
the
keeping us under
perks.
control. Okay, I want to just run very quickly about again how drivers are treated on site. Exactly, basically the same as this. And I just want to say, there's a company called Ingimex or Ingimex. I think it's pronounced possibly. Yeah, Ingimex. Ingimex. Ingimex.
Right.
I think you would say that.
on
I
with
know
it.
what you're saying.
Someone. Go on.
Basically, my thing to them is fuck you guys. Fuck
Take your
you.
turn.
Right. So, someone's posted up into Johnny Flip Flop Truckers. It's one of the Facebook groups,
Right.
and basically they've stated that drivers have to stay in their vehicle, and use of the toilet facilities is strictly prohibited. And there's a lot of sites that do this, right?
I didn't think you could do
you're
that.
not allowed to... Right. Imagine an electrician turns up on site, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And because they're an electrician, because they're not part of the... You say, oh, you can't use our toilets. You cannot do that. That's fucking outrageous.
You've got to, as an employee, you've got to supply it.
If someone's using your site or is on site, you have to produce... You have to help give them a toilet. Somewhere to go and have a piss or something.
Especially if they're waiting.
Outrageous.
I always have a really great response. Like there's a few places there's a blokes, you can use that if you want, and you're like, I don't care, I need a wee mate. But majority of the time, there's always a woman's one that's locked up, and it's beautiful inside, and they'll do everything they can to get me a key and make me use that one and not the blokes because they're ashamed of the blokes.
Is that the one with the chandeliers and stuff?
Literally, you go in and
Have you
it's
ever
like spotless.
Have you ever seen that Family Guy episode where Peter gets to use the executive bathroom?
I think
I
I
have.
have.
That one there, and he kind of gets flown on his helicopter to this like.
Yeah, no, I have seen that one.
That?
Isn't it on a private island? There's toilet on the private island.
That's what the women's like, and we're just like buzzing bees. And...
But in all fairness, I get given these keys, and they're just like beautiful toilets. It's like, oh, this is lovely. So I'm always pretty good, to be fair. Go on, David. You wanted to.
I was at a customer one time. No, I had a student, and we checked in. We backed up to the dock, and then he says, "All right, I need to go to use the restroom." All right, so he walks. He comes back 15 minutes later. I'm like, whatever, okay. I'm like, it was a very long time. I'm like, oh damn, it's a very long time. Yeah, they made me go across the street to a different company altogether and use the restroom. What do you mean?
You're joking.
Like, they said no more. I wasn't allowed to use their toilet. Fuck off. No way. No bullshit. Yeah, no, seriously. They literally asked me. They told me to go across the street, to this particular customer and ask them. I was like, oh hell no.
Wow.
Oh hell no. So I went. I'll be right back. So I walked around to the office and like, I'd like to use the restroom, please. No, you got to use across the street. Excuse me. I'm like, I don't want to use it. I don't want to use that facility. I'm like, I need to use the restroom. I'm like, sorry, you drivers are not allowed in there because they cause way too much mess. I'm like,
that's what you have cleaners for.
You know what I mean? As in, like, I didn't need to go, and I wasn't the biggest at causing a huge problem, so I just was more fuming, and I just couldn't believe it. You know, I spoke to my boss. And I said, hey, by the way,
did you not just get your thing out and start weeing going, all right, then I'll use it here?
I have actually thought about this particular thing many times. So I've had a lot of hindsight, imagination, ways of doing this. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and, all right, cool. I'm just going to be on the phone, all right? And then as soon as the door opens, because that door opened a little bit frequently enough, you know what I mean? Because of, and like, I'm just going to walk back there and just use it. Because I've used that toilet before, is the thing.
Yeah.
All right? And, so, and then of course the dinner was like, all right, how about I just take a shit right here? All this, again, this is all in hindsight. Everybody has 20/20 hindsight. You know what I mean? The stuff that I wish I said, you know what I mean? Where they just can't, you know, like, you can't do that to drivers. You fucking can't do that. Especially give them an awkward situation where they have to go to a different customer that they don't even know. That's not fair to put drivers through that. You know?
Yeah.
The only reason that you're in business is because us truck drivers back up to your docks and put stuff in there. It's a warehouse. You can't have a warehouse without trucks delivering.
Or at least like have a separate toilet for drivers or something if they don't want to share office toilets.
Absolutely.
Whatever.
A lot of customers, what they'll do, they'll put a porta potty out there.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
As long as
They did their job. If you know what I mean? As
fresh,
in like there's this because a lot God are so sorry, porta potties.
It's a disgrace.
I hate it so much.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just not on. Like the fact that it because like I say, I guarantee they wouldn't do it to fucking electricians, or they wouldn't do it to
or doctors,
or like no, but
a doctor shows up in the scene. No, employees only.
No, but it is. That
I'll
thing
just let you
like,
die then. Don't worry.
It is literally just drivers, and which is just crazy. I don't know.
They do seem to get penalised a little bit with this sort of stuff. Yeah. Because the problem is, one driver probably lets it down and leaves a mess, Morrison's, and that just ruins it for the rest of them at the end of the day.
I will admit, I haven't helped us out as truck drivers. Listen, if you've got to go, you've got to go. I have broken the microphone, David. Because of you, I have broken the microphone.
Was that out of anger? If you gotta go, you've gotta go.
It's okay. It's okay. Bad things are happening, folks.
I asked Tom to get closer to the mic on the chat because he was fading away.
You're trying to do it all slight, and I have ruined it.
But anyway, all right. Let's
on
that note, all right. Let's just remind people that all we're going to be hearing about a lot of time now is going to be the Patreons. We're going to have other special stuff going on the Patreon page. That will be as long as you know, because if you go for the cheapest one, well, you're going to get thanked on the show, and that's all you're going to get. You're not going to get anything else. You're going to get zero perks. So if you're going to, but we appreciate.
You're not going to get invited to this at all.
No, not
no.
If you
don't go for that one.
Well,
what a waste of money. Go for the next one.
Yeah, don't do that when you want to go to the next one. Right?
Go for the next one. Yeah.
All right.
That's just a novelty one.
Actually, you don't want to go to the next one either, because all you're going to get is bloopers and stuff. But it's the one after that, the $5 one, is when you actually can participate in all of our recordings, as in on the chat.
Yeah.
And
we want to hear your voices. It's nice hearing.
Well, not
what
the voices.
People get up to,
the text, because we can read it out.
We can see it.
You know what I mean? So
you get to play around it.
Plus, we're getting rid of advertisements. So this is just the way. Sorry, go ahead, Tom.
I was just going to say, and also Ingemex and Telford's fuck you. I just want to kind of double really.
The name of the company. The name of the company that we were. So yeah, Petco.
Wrongfully done, Tom.
in Portland, the warehouse in Petco off of Airport Way. Yeah. Screw you too, guys.
Yeah, fuck them as well.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Eventually, they did actually bring a porta potty onto the scene, but they didn't before. So
fuck you, Ian.
How about you keep those open till you have the porta potty for the truck drivers?
True fam.
You know what I mean? So anyway, thank you very much, guys, for watching. And if you haven't listened this long, I'm sorry. That's that your line, Tom? I could never actually think of what you actually
David got excited then.
I feel like I'm being left
Come on, David.
No, you don't have to say.
David,
we can do whatever you want to say.
We can do it. Thank you so much for listening. And if you haven't listened, how is it you got this far? But we shall see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Bye. Of course, Nessa says love you, bye, as well.
Yeah, Patricia says bye as well. You can't hear her because she's typing. We can't even hear her type. Let's just put some typing notes. I've ruined the ending. David, just stop the podcast.